On this episode, I'm breaking down why 2024 for you is the year of choice. What exactly should you be choosing? Which choices are we even talking about here? Let's get into it. What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 314 of the Massive Agent Podcast. I am your host, Dustin Brohm, here in Salt Lake City, Utah, with half a voice still. Apparently, I have laryngitis, whatever the fuck that is. But according to the internet, another name for it is weak voice. So that's nice to be a podcaster and be suffering from something called weak voice. But honestly, it feels like I have a weak voice. So here we are. The show must go on. I'm doing my best here. But next week, we're done with this shit. This is the last episode with weak voice. So thanks for your patience. So right now I'm recording the day after Christmas, and this is the last episode of 2023. And I think that you guys have definitely, hopefully, you've been able to tell I'm super optimistic and bullish on 2024. I'm extremely excited because I think 2023 was really the year that exposed a lot of us, myself included. It exposed us. It exposed our weaknesses. It exposed areas that we had been ignoring in our business. And it really made our weaknesses like stand out, right? And for a lot of you, you fixed those things. When you become very aware of your weaknesses, you're able to focus on them, or you're able to build systems around them. You're able to hire people who are good at your weaknesses. And you're now stronger because of it. So first off, you're starting 2024 in such a stronger position than the previous year. And home sales are going to be roaring back. Interest rates are going to be dropping. Consumers are expecting interest rates to go down. So we're already seeing more activity. I mean, it's not even the end of the year yet. We're already seeing more anecdotal, there's the large word of the day, anecdotal evidence of more buyers jumping into the market, making offers, listings popping up. I'm seeing listings in my local market popping up at a much higher rate, and that's all good. So I'm very excited. But I think this needs to be said. If you're just planning on doing more of the same, yeah, you could make more money, but I think you're missing the big opportunity. You're missing what's really on the table here. And that there's some choices that you need to make. And so I'm going to break down exactly what I believe those choices are and really empower you to make those choices for yourself, because ultimately you're the only one who can make these choices. There's nobody else that can decide these things for you. These have to come from you. And so this is why I say, if you just keep settling for the same shit, yeah, you could probably sell more homes, make more money, but at what cost? At what cost? And what I mean by that is good is the enemy of great. And I'm going to show you what great can look like for you. And it just takes some choices and decisions to pivot into a position where you're on the path towards great and amazing, excellent, versus just, oh yeah, it was pretty good. So let's jump into it right now. Before we get started, big shout out to the Massive Agent Referral Network. If you are a member, if you've claimed a market, congratulations. We're now getting, lots of duplicate applications for different markets. So if you are not aware yet, we've launched the Massive Agent Referral Network. One agent per market. You represent your market. You have to sell. You have to be a producing agent. You have to live in the area. You have to meet certain qualifications, but you have the chance to claim your market and represent it in our referral network. And we're doing monthly masterminds. We're building a public facing searchable website so that all of our members can be found by anyone on the internet. So if you're representing San Diego, for example, someone's looking for a San Diego agent, they might just come across our website and find you. So huge value opportunity for agents, but most markets are still not accounted for. They're still not spoken for. So go to massiveagentpodcast.com/referral and click on the link for the map, and you can see which markets are already taken. And if yours is not already taken, then claim yours. Massiveagentpodcast.com/referral and jump in there right away. We have 50 or so official members. We have 130 applications, and we're off to a great start. So still an opportunity for you, most likely, to claim your market, because you'd be surprised how many agents applied, and then we respond, we're like, hey, you're approved, and like nothing. So there's a lot of markets that have been applied for that are not claimed yet, and those applications have expired. So jump on it. It's weird. It's almost like agents are like, herding cats. Of course, we've all known that. Let's be honest. Trying to wrangle agents to do any one thing is like herding cats. I mean, imagine NAR. No wonder they're so ineffective. They're trying to herd cats at a national level. Also, go check out BAMx, massiveagentpodcast.com/BAMx. It's the community of like-minded agents and online courses. And it basically, if you've been following nowbam.com and everything they put out, they just built a community for like-minded agents, and they pour so much education and training and resources and access into that community called BAMx that it's absolutely incredible. You can check that out over at the BAM website. Make sure you use code MASSIVE at checkout and save yourself some money. And there you go. And then keeping current matters. You really should be using, hopefully you have been using Keeping Current Matters, but you want a real competitive advantage over other agents, check out KCM. Try kcm.com/BAM and see why they are the tool that so many top producing agents are already using in your market, and why you're not using it is beyond me. Try kcm.com/BAM. Okay, let's talk about why I say 2024 is the year of choice. So it's always been this way. No matter what, no matter when, you always have full control over these choices. But what a perfect storm it is right now, like in a positive way. Perfect storm is usually meant in like a negative connotation. That's not what I mean. And there's a perfect storm. You've just survived one of the hardest, most lean years in real estate ever, right? Home sales absolutely plummeted. And then pending sales were like the lowest they've been in recorded history or something like that. Don't quote me. Ask Byron Lazine. He nerds out on that shit. But, I just kind of read the Cliff's notes. But it's been a very tough market in 2023, very lean market. So if you're still here, congratulations. You've survived probably the worst it's going to be. So 2024 is going to be a significant improvement, and you're better equipped to handle it than going from 2020, 2021, 2022, and then 2023 is just like, smacked across the face. You're much better equipped. So it should be uphill from here, uphill in a good way, right? It should be like, you should be trending upwards. So if that's true, why not pick what you want your life to look like? Pick what you want your career to look like. I mean, you absolutely, before this year ends, you should be saying, these are the types of clients I want to work with. This is the location I want to work with. I want to work that neighborhood. I want to work this neighborhood. I want to work that town. I don't want to work there. I do want to work. Pick where you want to work. Pick the price point you want to be in. You get to choose that. Nobody else decides that but you. Where are you going to put your marketing efforts? You're going to be putting your marketing efforts somewhere, so choose better. You get to pick. If you're sick of single family and you want to go commercial, do it. If you're just selling, starter homes to first-time home buyers, but you want to be in the luxury market, who's telling you can't? I mean, seriously, you're the only one who decided you can't. You can make a different decision. Now, how about the lifestyle that you have? Are you working too much? Are you constantly having to miss dinners with your family because you're out showing houses in the afternoon? Well, you don't have to necessarily do that. There's a period of time where you've got to put in, there's a season where you must deal with that kind of a lifestyle. But if you do that for the rest of your career, what are you doing? Why does it always have to be that way? Have you heard of showing agents? Have you heard of hiring perhaps a showing agent to show houses for you? This is possible. You could have actual buyer's agents with splits. You could have showing agents that get paid based on how many showings they do. There's all sorts of different ways you could do it. You could You could just set certain office hours depending on where you're at and how much credibility you've built, how much clout you've built, and how much demand you've built in your marketplace. You could just say, hey, I'm out of the office at 6 p.m. I'm out. I'll get back to you in the morning. There are agents that sell hundreds and hundreds of homes a year, and they go home at 6 o'clock every day, or even 5 o'clock, because they set boundaries and they became desirable. So you may not be able to do that right this second, but you can certainly make the decision to start building towards that. So if you are constantly just at the beck and call, at the whim of your buyers and sellers, and you're a 24/7 agent running around all over the place, that's great if that's the life you want. But I would venture to guess it's probably not. I think you deal with it because you think you have to. And for a period of time, you're right. But most of you have outlived that. You're already past due. Your time is expired, but you're still living in that world because you failed to make a decision and make bold moves to put systems in place. And a lot of it comes from scarcity thinking. So choose right now. What do you want your lifestyle to look like? Which days do you want to work? Which hours do you want to work? How many hours per week? Do you want to take Monday off whatever you want? You can define it and build a business around it. And there are other agents who have done that already, and the blueprint's already there. You just have to find who's done it and then follow what they've done. But it starts with a damn decision. Also, you get to choose who you spend your time with. Are you just stuck in the office around other people selling, a house or two a month? And that's all you spend. Those are the only people you spend your time with. Well, if so, I bet you sell a house or two a month, and you're never going to sell more than that until you start going around spending time with people that are selling hundreds of homes a year. So who are you going to spend time with? Some of you need a new team. Some of you need to be with a team. Some of you need to leave your team because your team sucks. Others, maybe you need to start your own damn team, or you need to go solo, or you need to leave your brokerage or your shit broker. You are in charge of everything about your life and your career. If you survived 2023, first off, you should be very, very proud of yourself. And I hope you understand the position of strength you're in. So when you're in a position of strength, do big shit. You're in a position of strength. What are you going to do about it? How are you going to use that to your advantage? Well, if you're in a position of strength and you've buttoned up all these loose ends in your business and you're not bleeding money like you were, hopefully you can take a step back and ask yourself, are you in the right place? Is your butt in the right seat to get you to where you want to be? If you want to build a business, how many other business owners do you spend time with on a daily basis? For most of you, it's probably 0. And maybe it's 1. Maybe it's your team leader. But your team leader doesn't want to see you leave the team now, do they? For most team situations, there are a couple brokerages where the business model supports team leaders helping their team members to go start their own team. But for most of you, your team leader doesn't want to see you leave. They just want you to keep selling more houses. They don't want to empower you too much. They don't want you to do too well. So is that where you want to be? Now, that's not always bad, because you can learn a lot from those people and you can thrive in those situations. But is that what you want? And if so, for how much longer do you want that? Is that what you want for the rest of your career? Or is that just what you're going to deal with for the next year and then move on to the next step? Well, if you're going to move on to the next step after that, what's the next step? What does it look like? What do you want to build? It's really, it's so frustrating to me how many agents I talk to who claim to be entrepreneurs. They say they want to own a business, but yet they don't do a goddamn thing to move towards that. They're stuck with a broker, a team leader, or just people in the office that have never built a business. They have no desire to build a business. They just want to sell a couple houses and then go talk. You just go socialize at the office all fucking day. And you wonder why you're just like them. Who you spend time with matters. So put your ass in a better seat. Put your ass in the vehicle that's actually capable of getting you to the goals that you claim you have. This is some real talk. I know I'm stepping on toes here. Good. It's about fucking time. You claim you have certain goals. You claim you want to get out of sales because your business is doing all the sales and you're not required to be there anymore. Yet you are not around anyone who's incentivized to help you build that thing. You spend no time with anyone who's ever done it. And you're with a brokerage that doesn't even fucking support it to begin with. Or your team doesn't support it, or your team leader. Look, I know that I'm throwing out a lot of different possibilities here, but I don't know where you're at. I don't know, but you do. You know where you're at. You know what you need. You know what you want. And if you're honest with yourself, and if you just realize that settling for good, settling for okay, settling for that's what's holding you back from what you claim your goals are. A real estate license is a ticket to a business if you do certain things. If you make certain decisions, you put your butt in a certain seat with a certain business model, and then you surround yourself with people who have already done it and who are incentivized to help you do it as well, then it's possible. Then it becomes almost easy and automatic when it happens. I mean, how could that not happen if you're in that environment? But so many of you are fearful, or you're either fearful of making a bold decision, or I don't know what it is. Some of you are afraid. Some of you are lazy. Some of you are just comfortable. This is what I mean. Good is the enemy of great. You're comfortable, so you don't see the need to change. You're like, well, I'm going to do this one day. No, you're not. No, you're not. Because your actions dictate what you're going to get. Your decisions, your inaction says otherwise. If you're serious about being a business owner, then you need to surround yourself with business owners every single day. And you need to have business owners who are business partners of yours, people who are incentivized to help you do it. This is not possible everywhere at every brokerage. It's just not. I'm sorry, but if you're at a brokerage that you like because you like your broker because they're nice, that they answer their phone, they've been helpful to you, good, they've done their fucking job. That's what brokers should do, right? But just because you have a nice broker who answers your questions, which, by the way, like, what's the alternative to that? You have a mean broker who doesn't answer your questions. Like, I know those exist too, but good, you have a nice broker that answers your questions. But are they going to show you how to get out of sales? Are they going to show you how to build wealth? Probably not, because they've never fucking done it themselves. They don't know how to build a business because they don't have one themselves. They're still a broker selling every single year, over and over and over, missing dinner, calling their wife, sorry, I'm missing dinner tonight, showing houses again. I hope you understand me when I say that you really have to know what you want. Because if what I'm railing against here is what you want, I have no beef with that. I have no problem with that whatsoever. Not everyone wants to be an entrepreneur. Not everyone wants to own a business. Some of you just want to sell more houses because you love it. Awesome. That's great. I, honest to God, have no beef with that whatsoever. But if you're saying you want to build a business and then you're settling for but if you're in a place that's never going to get you there, that's what I have a problem with. You say you want something and then you're doing nothing about it. That's who I'm speaking to. So if that's you, it's time for a reality check. You're not all of a sudden going to wake up and have a real estate business that doesn't require you to be there for homes to be sold unless you start putting the pieces in place now, for God's sakes, right now. It's not just going to happen. How do I know? Because it hasn't happened yet, has it? Just wanting something does not mean it's going to fall into your lap. That's not how it works. You have to first define what you want and then start moving towards that thing and find people that have done the thing, spend time with them, get around them, get connected to them, join their team, join their brokerage, join their organization, partner with them, hire them, join their masterminds, and then do what they did. But if you're not doing that, what are we doing? What are we even doing? You're just saying, oh, look, the longer you go saying that you have certain goals, but then not taking meaningful, drastic steps towards getting them by not putting yourself on the path to even have your goals be possible, it's draining, right? It's soul crushing, actually. It becomes very, the longer you play that game, the more you start to, the more confidence you lose. You start, because you're breaking the promises that you're making to yourself. If you say, I'm going to do this, this is my New Year's resolution. I'm going to start a team. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But then you don't put yourself on the path to fucking get it. You just broke a promise to yourself and you feel like shit about it. And then imagine that year after year after year after year, it becomes torturous. It's all about decisions. It's all about choices. And I'm here to tell you, as someone who's built a business, as someone who's built a certain type of business in real estate with a real estate license, it's absolutely possible, because I am not some Steve Jobs genius. I'm just somebody who saw, wait, I want this lifestyle. Okay, who has it? Okay, I better go over there and team up with them. Oh, let's do what they're doing. And then they helped me. I'm not the smartest guy in the room, but I know how to follow a blueprint and I know how to make a bold decision. And I think you do too. I think you do too. So as we wrap up 2023, make the right damn choices. Make the right choices and follow them up with action. Leave your shitty team, leave your shitty brokerage, leave good behind, and go find a group of people that are doing the thing you want to do and join them, whatever that looks like for you. That's going to look different for everybody. But I think you know what it is. And even if you don't make the perfect decision, going from good to better, that's a huge improvement. Then once you get to better, you may realize, wait, this isn't the end. This isn't where I need to ultimately be, but it was a nice stepping stone to the next big step. Then you make another choice. Then you make another move. That's how it works. You don't always have perfect clarity on what's at the top of the staircase. You just start taking steps. And sometimes, serendipitously, you find yourself already having the people, opportunities, and resources that you need to hit your goals right in front of you. When I changed brokerages almost 6 years ago, is that right? Five and a half years ago, when I changed brokerages, I thought I was doing it for certain financial reasons, but I didn't realize that I was inheriting certain mentors and certain people that would become the key to me building the business that I have today. I had no idea. But sometimes when you just make the right move, all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, I'm already there. Like, I already have all these resources. Now it's just go time. That can happen for you. And you should expect that happens to you. Starts with a choice. I want every single one of you to thrive like a motherfucker in 2024, because it's possible, because it's doable, because it's there, because you can, because you're freaking capable. Obviously. And I hope that you realize that about yourself and make the choice for yourself. Go get it. Go get around the people that will help get you there. Reach out to the people. Don't be afraid to ask for help. If you don't be afraid to send a DM to somebody that you look up to and say, hey, how did you do this? Hey, how can we work together? Because I think you'd be surprised at how accessible people like that are, but you've just decided, well, they're too busy. Sucks that you've decided that. Worst case scenarios, they don't respond, right? That's the worst case scenario. But more than likely, they'll see your message. And if they don't see it the first time, send it again. They don't see it the second time, send it a third time, for God's sakes. Send a video, send an audio message. You want help from certain people, ask for it. And I think you'd be blown away at how willing people are who are in the position that you want to get to, how willing those people are to help you do it as well. So make that decision. Start asking for help. Start asking for guidance. Instead of just assuming that, oh, they're not going to help you. Bullshit. If you don't ask, they're never going to help. Have an amazing rest of the year. Have an amazing 2024. Thank you so much for listening. I'll be back next week with my voice, hopefully. This fucking laryngitis. I didn't even know what laryngitis was till the last week. Appreciate you listening, guys. Take care.